I believe more than ever that this Thanksgiving is needed as a moment of awakening for each and every one of us, and to begin a process of healing and hope for our countries and our community. This Thanksgiving is going to be vastly different. Families may not be together in the same way they're used to, and there certainly is a certain pall and despair that certainly exists within the world around us. But I believe there's an opportunity that we're going to be facing this Thanksgiving, and that is a reawakening of the power of gratitude in each and every one of our lives. Gratitude and the ability to express that to those around us is really the key, not only to uplifting ourselves, but to deepening our sense of optimism and hope and rebuilding our country and our communities in a way that will truly bring people together. And I want to share three quick ideas with you. One is that the notion of Thanksgiving is rooted in a beautiful thought in the book of Genesis, where it says the first person in the world to give thanks to God was Leah on the birth of her son Judah. And everyone wonders, weren't there other people that gave thanksgiving before her? The answer is shared that she was the first one to say thank you, not because of anything that anybody did for her, but simply because she felt gifted by that relationship that she had with God. Oftentimes we are hesitant to say thank you. We're waiting for something to happen to us. It becomes conditional. The key to Thanksgiving is to take a moment today. Don't wait. Find somebody in your life for whom they are important in your life and you're important in theirs, and just say thank you for this relationship. I cherish it. I'm grateful that we have each other. And that will create a great sense of really building that relationship for the future. The key to gratitude is simply being grateful for the relationships that we have. Make that call today. The second is gratitude means thanking those people who we may not even see. We may not think about them on a daily basis, but it's only because of them that we're able to do what we do in our lives. I think, for example, all of us, we can walk down the streets, we're taken care of in many different ways. There are first responders, there are police officers, there are firefighters, there's EMS, there's people in hospitals. Those are the ones that are enabling us to function, and only, unfortunately, in times of crisis do we come to them. Make this Thanksgiving an opportunity to say thank you to those whom we oftentimes don't recognize, but because of their dedication to a life of service, we're able to do what we do in our lives. Use Thanksgiving morning to go to a local police department, fire department, EMS, drop by the hospital, bring some treats, send some notes, make a difference in their life. Our world will not become a better place because of anything that other people do for us. It's literally what we do in the corner of our little universe that can help bring a little more light and hope. And it starts with gratitude. And the third is simply being grateful for being alive. Start today to keep a gratitude journal. Start today to write one thing down that you're grateful for. And then tomorrow and the next day, continue to write things. But here's the catch. Don't repeat yourself. Write down something different every day. And then every day review those things. Because that will give us a sense of all the blessings that I can tell you each and every one of us has in our lives. I believe that every time I take a breath, God is literally saying to me, I believe in you, I care about you. We've seen through the COVID experience how simply taking a breath is a gift. And this is a week to raise our sense of gratitude. There's not a single person who is watching here who is entitled to anything. Our country is divided, families are broken because we feel entitled. What did you do for me? That's not the way we should live our lives. We're indebted to God for our lives, indebted to those around us who enable us to lead our lives, and truly grateful for all those individuals who develop their relationship with us. This Thanksgiving is an opportunity. Let's seize it. And as you speak about often, it's a time for all of us to think about what it means to be an Elijah. Elijah is somebody who comes into our lives to help make a difference. The story is told about a fellow who went to a mystic and said, I want to see Elijah the prophet. And he said, go see Elijah the prophet. You can go into the forest. There's a widow there. And bring her food for the weekend, and I promise you'll see Elijah the prophet. He goes Friday night, Saturday, no Elijah. Finally, Sunday morning comes, and still there's no Elijah. He goes back to the mystic, and the mystic says, take the food again. I promise you, you'll see Elijah this coming week. He goes deep into the forest, and he's within earshot of the home, and he sees a little child crying out to a mother, and the child says, Mommy, where are we going to get food from for this Sabbath? And the mother turns to the child and says, just like Elijah came last week, Elijah's going to come again. It was in this moment that he realized that he was the Elijah that the world was waiting for. Mark Twain said the two most important days of our lives are the day when we're born and the day when we understand why. And each and every one of us in the world in which we find ourselves needs to identify those Elijah moments. And the key is gratitude. The key is thanksgiving. So let's seize this week to help begin the process of creating more healing and hope and strength in our communities. There's so much more that binds us than divides us. Healing will come not from above, but will come from our focus on, number one, saying thank you to those who are in our lives and cherishing their relationship. Number two, spending time this Thanksgiving to thank those who we may not see, but enable us to lead our lives in the way that we do. And third, to really develop a sense of eternal gratitude every day for the gift of a breath and the gift of the wonderful lives that we have. God willing, this Thanksgiving will be an awakening for our communities, for our countries, for each and every one of us to become the Elijah that we each of us are meant to be. And God willing, in that way, we'll each light a little bit of God's light and our light in a world sometimes that is often a little bit too dark. Because I know that if we do, if each and every one of us does, this world will be a much brighter, hopeful, and wonderful place. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving. Love to hear from you. Post your Elijah moments on our Facebook page. And God willing, we will see much joy, health, and healing in our community and country in the days ahead.